What's up, guys? This is BSG Trek Fan 88 here to talk to you about a movie that I guarantee you have never seen. Any one of you who know me from Facebook, know me from real life, or know me from YouTube, I guarantee you have not seen this movie. Before I mention the name of this movie, a quick backstory. When I was a kid, 12 or 13, it was like a Friday night. It was like 2 o'clock in the morning, and what I used to do when I was a kid was, you know, we had every friggin' cable channel known to man back then, because we had, excuse me, a little more money than we do now, for cable at least. We still have money, we're fine, but whatever. Was flipping through, and there was this movie that I watched, and I caught like the last half of it. And I'm not kidding here. I'm not bullshitting. I'm not exaggerating. I'm not amplifying. Literally, there's a scene in an elevator that stuck with me for the longest time. And I remembered bits and pieces of it, but I never knew the name of the movie. I never knew who was in it. And it really, like, stayed with me because it was, at the time, scary and really well done. I mean, I didn't realize it then, but it just the way that it was, I just remembered it. So when I got older, 14, 15, 16, I kind of remembered it, and I swear to God, the animatronic puppet, or the main villain of the movie, has a, I'm not going to say Freddy Krueger size, because it's like 5 times the size, but I remembered, I'm trying to get the camera here, this hand, this claw of metal from the elevator scene, this claw of metal, right, like 5 or 4 fingers that are made up of knives, right, and I was staying at my grandmother's house, I think when I was like 15. She lived in Salem at the time. She lived like in an apartment complex, and I was going through the local Blockbuster, just killing time when she was at Stop and Shop right next door in a strip mall, and I saw a VHS cover, and all it had on it was a giant claw with metal knife fingers, and the movie is called Death Machine. And I was literally walking through the aisle going, you know, looking for the movie. Holy shit! And I was like, oh my god, yes, I found the movie. So I literally, like, run next door to Stop and Shop and go, Grammy, I need your Blockbuster card, like, right now. I need to rent this movie. And she didn't have a Blockbuster card. So I go run back next door, and I tell the guy at Blockbuster, I will buy this movie from you. Just let me buy it. And he goes, alright, do you know the name of a person? And I was like, alright, her name is XX, she's my grandmother, she has a Blockbuster card. And he's like, okay, you can rent it, just return it within whatever the fucking time frame was. So I rented the movie going, yes, I have found the movie that I have watched like 4 years before, I've seen since I was a kid, and the fucking VHS tape didn't work. I was, oh my god, I was at my grandmother's apartment in Salem, which at the time was pretty badass to stay there for the weekend. I was so pissed. I was so angry because every like 10 seconds a big static bar would just go from top to, you know, the old days with the VHS shit, when it didn't work, and I was so pissed. But I knew the name of the movie, and it's from 1994, and it has the voice acting from Brad Dourif, who does the voice of Chucky from Child's Play. Haha! Now I got your attention. The movie is called Death Machine, okay? I'm not going to go into it 100%. I just have to talk about this movie. If you're a fan of science fiction, if you're a fan of forget it and watch it movies, give it a chance. Download it, buy it. I'll give you a copy. If you email me, I will burn a copy to disc and mail it to you free of charge, okay? or mail me a flash drive and I'll mail it back to you. It's like 800 megabytes on my computer right now. The easy version, or the easy way to tell you about this movie, it's based in the future. I forget what year right now, where a company that designs and builds weapons only, like a Chinese company, and there's a factory here in America. They've been working on a super soldier program where a normal dude, you know, well built, unlike, yeah, fuck that shit, unlike me, puts on a suit, and he's RoboCop. He's a super soldier. The main guy behind this has been working very hard, and the program, it sucks. You know, it's hit or miss, and they end up terminating, not him, but not the dude who's in charge, but they end up terminating the program, basically saying he's going to be fired within the next, you know, few weeks or so. So that's the backstory. Part of the main story is that there's this group of, you could almost call it the Greenpeace of the future, where they don't like these mega huge super companies designing weapons. So they're, you know, this group of like 5 or 6 dudes, you know, civilians, but they're well armed and skilled, are gonna go into the company's main headquarters and hack into their vault and take all their money and keep their company, stop their company from making money, and take them down a peg or two, which is, yeah, alright, cool. But the dude who was in charge of the super soldier program, played by Stephen Dorff, got a few screws loose. Unfortunately, Stephen Dorff has been typecast, even in Star Trek Voyager, which was about 20 years after Chucky, as a mentally unstable, bad dude. But he fits this role perfectly. So these Greenpeace dudes go, you know, have a really solid, I'm not going to spoil it for you, they have a really solid plan to go into this building and do shit. But Stephen Dorff, who, another segue of the movie, I'm not going to really ruin it for you, he kind of has a crush on this newly hired, like, vice president, who's going to go in there, and after the super soldier program shit the bed, you know, she was basically hired to turn the company a new leaf. You know, okay, we're this weapons company, we're gonna, you know, we messed up here, but we're gonna do better, XYZ. He likes her, and he calls her in for a meeting under the guise of the vice president, who he just murdered with his death machine, and he basically wants to kill her slash not kill her. It's a long story, but the Greenpeace people and the chick, the newly hired vice president, meet up and have to, you know, team up against this death machine, which is a pet project, a separate project that Stephen Dorff's character has been developing for the past few months. And because his program of the super soldier got shut down, you know, he was forced to terminate or stop working on this death machine, and he doesn't like that very much, so he turns it loose on the building. Now, what makes this death machine or robot unique is that, you know, I'm not going to ruin it for you. You really need to watch the movie on what it has for weapons. You know, this is a key here. Knives for fingers. But it feeds on your fear is one of the taglines of the movie, where it senses and picks up your heartbeat. And when a human being gets scared or put in a situation where, you know, oh shit, its heartbeat goes up, and it picks up on this and says, fuck you, you're dead. Which is cool on its own, because when you see this fucking thing, to this day, right now I'm 24, I'm not scared of it, but growing up, oh my god, I was always, you know, holy crap. You know, today, even, you know, if you were to put me in the same room of this thing, whoa, I mean, that's one of the saving graces of this movie, is that the design of the death machine is still original in my book. I mean, if you were to tell me to make a top 5 or top 10 list of, you know, science fiction movie monsters, Death Machine, a low-budget, poorly written, not poorly, that's being a little unfavorable, okay written movie, this machine would be part of it. I'm not going to ruin the whole movie. Again, if you want the movie, let me know. I'll mail it to you. You know, if you mail me a stamp, that'd be great. But Death Machine, download or watch this movie, maybe with a fifth of tequila or a fifth of rum or something. It's one of those science fiction half-assed, not made for TV. It was actually released in theaters. It's one of those movies where you can have a lot of fun with. There's actually quite a bit of science fiction references in it. Excuse me. To me, personally, it's just been a movie that's been near and dear to my heart because I've known about it for such a long time. And like I said in the beginning of this video, you know, I knew about it back when I was a young kid, and I found the video, and the video was shit and didn't work, but I found out the name of the movie, and then, you know, now I own it, and I own the director's cut. It's actually a decent movie. If you throw out your brain for an hour and a half, and you watch this movie, at the end of the movie, I guarantee you, number one, you're going to laugh a little bit in this movie. Number two, you're going to go, holy shit, when it comes to the design of the main bad guy of this movie, the Death Machine. Especially, again, near and dear to my heart, the elevator scene. You will never think of an elevator the same ever again, okay? And number three, you get the voice of Chucky, Stephen Dorff. You have Eli Poiget, I think. I forget the main girl's name. I forget her name. Just sit down, watch this movie. I guarantee you, you're gonna have fun with it, and it's a movie that's worth seeing. Not many people know about it. If you know what, Google or YouTube Death Machine elevator, right? And the first one or two links that pops up, just watch that scene. It's a big spoiler, a dude gets killed, but if you want to know what I'm talking about when it comes to the special effects, the main bad guy, and in the end, all be all, what this movie's about, Google that scene and tell me if you don't want to watch that movie. It starts off a little slow, kind of like, oh my god, I can't think of it right now. Kind of like Alien or Blade Runner. There you go, Blade Runner. It starts off like the first 20 minutes. It's 1980s, 1990s science fiction, future, not post-apocalyptic, but future. So it kind of takes a little bit to get going, but just give it a chance. It's an hour and a half long. Watch it. It's called Death Machine from 1994. It has a lot of hidden science fiction movie references. The special effects and or the robotics are amazing. Just give it a chance. I'd really love to have a conversation with someone who has seen this movie besides me. It's a hidden jewel as far as I'm concerned, and it's worth watching. BSG Trek Fan 88 here, signing off.